By Percy, give us a sense of the mood at the airport.
Good day, Desiree, and good day to the viewers. We just saw the team just walk through as you were introing me there. Faf du Plessis, the coach of the team, Otis also walked through the players. I can see Petlukwa is also walking by here. What I can tell you is that we haven't seen as many fans as we are used to seeing when our national teams return from international duty. I don't know, is it that because most people are not aware that the guys are landing this morning, or is it because of the result that they got at the World Cup? But we know, as you mentioned, that they won their last match on Saturday with 10 runs against Australia. They played 9 matches and won 3 of those, losing 5 of those. But as I say, the players are walking through. Some of them are coming through. We saw the captain. The others are also walking. We can see Kagiso Rabada is also walking through. And then the others, they are slowly dripping, coming in drips and drabs at Desiree. Earlier on, we saw that there were 2 others who came through. We saw JP Dumini coming through, I think, an hour or so earlier than the guys who are just arriving now. We also saw the guy who Quinton de Kock also coming through, and then we were told that those guys did not come with the rest of the team because they had to catch the connecting flights. But next to me here, I'm sure you guys can see in the picture the Kagiso Rabada walking through, and then we're expecting more of the guys to come through. But as I say, the guys played 9 games at the World Cup. They won 3 of those, losing 5, and in 1 match there was no result, but they finished 7th overall on the table out of 10 matches at Desiree, and this is their worst finish ever in the World Cup. The last time they finished 5th at Desiree. A lot of questions are going to have to be answered by the executive of Cricket South Africa, as well as the captain and coach, as to what is going to happen going forward. The question that I've heard many people asking is whether the Cricket South Africa is going to retain the coach Otis. That is one of the questions that will be answered here. And then Faf, we don't know whether he's going to stay as the captain of the team, but we've had a number of our national teams taking part in international tournaments. We saw Bafana won on Saturday against Egypt, and earlier we had Banyana taking part at the World Cup in France. Desiree is quiet here, but few of the people here are taking pictures with Kagiso Rabada. Despite the team's performance, they're still happy for our heroes for representing us at the World Cup in England. Desiree.
Percy, you're saying they're happy for our heroes, but there's one question that keeps coming up, that there was just a total display of ill discipline at this World Cup in terms of South African players. Are you getting that sense as well?
There's another thing that was pointed out had to do with team selection in terms of having other players who were not fit. We know Dale Steyn was there, the guy who's been having a shoulder injury for some time. We also saw Lungi Ngidi, who had an injury in December and never even took part in the Mzansi Super League when he was supposed to take part, play for the Spartans, for the Tshwane Spartans. So I can't necessarily say it's a question of ill discipline. I have to say their bowling was not as well as, we're used to them getting wickets, but we saw in some of the matches we struggled to get the wickets, and our batters also, the guys who were opening, were not getting 100 runs. It's only on Saturday that we saw Faf du Plessis playing. I'm sure that is why we won that game. So I cannot necessarily put it down to ill-disciplined Desiree, but other teams, it has to be said that they played well. But we didn't really expect our guys to win the tournament, but it would have been lovely. I think realistically we expected them to go as far as the semi-finals. There are big teams in the tournament. We know Australia, we know India is there, and England is there as well, and then other teams. But in terms of them losing, only winning 3 of their matches out of the 9 ones, it's very disappointing at Desiree. But as for ill discipline, I don't know about that, but I don't think it's the case.
People such as Hashim Amla are retiring. What is the future of this Proteas team?
We've got some of the young guys in the team. We've got Lungi Ngidi, we've got Kagiso Rabada. I think he's still going to play more World Cups to come. Age is still on his side. We've got Petlukwa, we've got Tabriz Shamrez and a number of guys. And one of my colleagues who I was speaking to was saying a lot of youngsters should have been given a chance to play this tournament, so that going forward, the future, I think it looks bright. If you look at our franchises and in terms of some of the players, Kagiso Rabada, as I say, is doing well at Desiree. There's going to be a press conference now where we're going to speak to the coach of the team as well as the captain. I'm sure more of the things will come out of that conference in terms of what is going to happen, Desiree. I hand it back to you because we have to rush to the press conference so that we can get space and talk to the captain and the coach, Desiree.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that update, Percy. And I think we are going live to, all right, we're not going to go through as yet, but we will go through as soon as they're ready for us to go through the Proteas coming back to the country. Supporters not very happy about the performance, but hey, we are here, we are where we are right now. We also be crossing to the PIC inquiry in a moment, where proceedings